Watch a major city during rush hour, and you'll see a stark divide. A sea of metal inches forward, choked by its own volume. But just above or below it, a sleek train slips quietly past the chaos at 60 miles an hour. This is the challenge of urban mobility. As Indian cities exploded in population during the late 20th century, people needed to get to work, school, and markets. The immediate response was to build roads, but those roads quickly ran out of physical space to hold the sheer number of vehicles pouring into them. Relying heavily on cars, buses, and auto rickshaws created massive bottlenecks. Commutes that should have taken 20 minutes stretched into hours, dragging down economic productivity and blanketing neighborhoods in severe air pollution. The math simply didn't work anymore. Planners had to figure out how to move millions of daily commuters efficiently through incredibly dense neighborhoods, knowing that adding another lane of traffic would only invite more cars to the jam. Solving this required stepping away from traditional asphalt. The city's survival depended on engineering an entirely new layer of infrastructure designed to bypass the street level completely. That intervention took the form of the metro rail system. Built as a high-speed urban artery, it is the textbook definition of mass transit, a network explicitly engineered to move thousands of people at once, quickly and reliably. What makes the metro work is its isolation. Older suburban railways often have to share their tracks with slow, heavy freight trains, causing unpredictable delays. Metros operate on exclusively dedicated pathways, like this elevated structure hovering safely over a congested toll plaza. Because they hold the exclusive right-of-way and run entirely on electricity, these trains arrive every 2 to 3 minutes during peak hours. They pull massive crowds off the streets while producing zero direct exhaust. By completely separating the tracks from the chaotic roads below, mass transit achieves what no highway expansion ever could: a guaranteed, predictable commute right through the densest parts of the city. Beyond simple transportation, these tracks function as a geographic magnet, physically reshaping the layout and economy of every neighborhood they touch. Urban planners call this transit-oriented development. A new metro station acts like a heart, pumping economic activity into the surrounding blocks. Instead of sprawling outward, the area builds vertically. High-density apartments, offices, and shops cluster tightly around the transit hub. By placing homes, jobs, and grocery stores within a short walking distance of a high-speed train, the neighborhood effectively removes the need to own a car. While mass transit untangles the local city blocks, India faces another logistical hurdle: the massive scale of the subcontinent itself, where major cities are separated by thousands of kilometers. To bridge those gaps, the nation relies on air transport. Capable of covering vast distances in a matter of hours, aviation is critical for moving both travelers and time-sensitive, high-value cargo across the country. For decades, however, this high-speed network had a major blind spot. Commercial airlines largely ignored smaller, distant towns. The flight routes simply weren't profitable enough, leaving millions of people geographically and economically isolated from the major metro hubs. To fix this, the government introduced the UDAN scheme, a policy specifically designed to subsidize those unprofitable regional routes and keep ticket prices artificially low. By absorbing the financial risk, these subsidies create true regional connectivity. It proves that air travel is an essential public utility for ordinary citizens, rather than an exclusive luxury reserved for the wealthy. Cutting a multi-day train journey down to a 90-minute flight allows businesses in remote towns to reach national markets quickly, turning isolated regions into active contributors to the broader economy. When you zoom out, you see how these distinct systems lock together. The local metro hubs feed passengers to the airports, and the flight paths bridge the massive gaps between the cities, creating one single, continuous circulatory system. This vast network of concrete, steel, and engines serves as the invisible machinery of national integration. Megacity, or a remote mountain town, they are actively plugged into the country's economic future. The modern Indian commute relies on these core colors: metro rail systems clearing the gridlock, transit-oriented development reshaping the neighborhoods, air transport conquering the distance, and the Udon scheme bringing everyone into the fold. The next time you step outside, look at the streets, the stations, and the sky. You're watching a massive engineered machine working around the clock to shape the world you live in.